Hey everybody, Ron here with Solo Operative Games. It is Kickstarter delivery day. I just received the Castles of Burgundy special edition. It was packed very nicely. I could say it came in a nice big box with Castles of Burgundy right in the front, so it was very obvious what it was. It also included a letter that was in an envelope signed by Stefan Feld himself. Not really, but it's a nice little letter just thanking us for backing it and details on if anything's broken, missing, all that kind of stuff. So nice little touch. Let's get into it. I don't have everything that the Castles of Burgundy came with, so this might be a good way if you haven't received yours yet and you're not getting like the fancy acrylic tokens and the 3D terrain and everything for this, just to find out what the special edition itself came with. So let's open it. It has very nice hefty shrink wrap. This is not your standard shrink wrap. It's also sitting about, I don't know, like 3/4 of an inch off the end of the box. I think there's probably just a lot of cardboard in there. See the back, very pretty. Game for 1 to 4 players. I'm really excited about that. We're going to be playing a solo game on my channel in the near future, so stay tuned for that. And let's get rid of all this shrink. Okay, what is in the box? Whew. It's got that new game smell. I can smell it. Okay, so we start off with the rule book. Oh, very nice texture. It's great. 28 pages. How much of that is solo? 6 pages dedicated to solo. That's pretty great. Well, I guess this is a nope, this is solo too. So the final scoring right there. Awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I did play test this with like a print and play during the campaign, so I do know what to expect on the solo. Right on top, solo. Can we get the zoom in there? Help sheet. So it's not a simple solo, that's for sure. You're expecting them to just like take a tile and be done. No, there's a whole list of things they do. It's not too bad. It's mostly with the dice they roll and what they grab, but there is somewhat of a list of things that you have to do. So it's cool that that's right on top. We get the solo rules and the solo help. Awesome player aids with all the yellow tiles, what they do, all the other tiles, what they do. But we shouldn't need this, hopefully, right? Because all the tiles have everything they do on the back of them. That's one of the greatest things about this edition. So cool, good solos. Assistant, and get all this plastic, or not plastic. That's not plastic. Styrofoam. Goodbye. Let's look at the board here. Now this board is double-sided. I'm excited about that because I always hated the old one where I go to set it up in a 2-player or a solo game and you have all this blank space, right? Whether you just like don't put stuff in. This one is the 3-4, so if you do play with 3, you're gonna have that problem where there's some that only a 4th place go to. It's not grand, like it's a pretty small board compared to a lot of games. I don't mind that the first player track is a wall and not a river. I don't have a problem with that. But it looks good. I think it's great. Colors are defined well enough, but not like overbearing. It still looks like a chateau or a castle. I don't know. And here's the 2-player side, which we'll be using for the solo game. Just nice and simplified, don't have all these extra spaces. So that's the board. We'll just kind of slide it up there. So because I don't have the acrylic tiles, I'm really interested in these plastic ones. I know a lot of the other people are just kind of like, oh yay, cardboard, and they just get rid of it because they're using the acrylics. I am not. It's good punch board. These are much, it's probably not going to focus. It's focusing a little bit there. Bigger. I should have got the other version out. It'd take me too long, but they are quite a bit bigger than the old tiles, so that is awesome. Sitting on the board, pretty noticeable what they are, but on the back, again, it says exactly what it does. This one, I don't know what it's called, but it says place an additional hex tile, right? Cool. We've got these white tiles here, which are part of one of the expansions that I've never played, so looking forward to that. But yeah, all the city tiles there. I'm gonna put it back in. Look at that. Look at it. I never punched it. It never was. Cool. So we've got 1, to more cities, some of the yellows, some of the rivers, and actually goats. One little tile of goats, some more animals. The castles in this game are burgundy colored. I don't know how I'm going to get used to that. I'm used to them being dark green, so we'll have to see. But we should never have to use these tiles on our board. These will be placed here on the actual game board, but when you take one, we'll be using the miniatures, assuming they work pretty well. So we never have to put those on our board. And the mines are really cool. These look a lot better than the old mines. They're actually got some light to them. And then got a few pieces for one of the expansions that's included in this with some grapes. And then we've got, oops, this one just came right out. This is the board used to select the tiles of grapes. Got the +1, -1 written right on there in case you forget what these things do. I think that maybe is a little bit over. You know, if you're an existing player and you know what Castles of Burgundy, you know that the villagers or whatever, the assistants do +1, -1. But they are female on one side, or male on this side, female on this side, so you can pick, I guess. Player colors, blue, red, purple, and yellow. Pretty good. And then we've got a whole, two more wood things dedicated to grapes, and then some of the expansion with the shields. Again, one I haven't played, so I got a lot to play here. Pretty excited. And then this one, there's these like path tiles that you can put die onto to gain bonuses and stuff. So we'll definitely have to see what part of expansion that is. And here we go. The awesome. The double layered. Yeah, these are double layered, nice and thick boards. No warping yet. I'll give a report, you know, in a week or so how they do as far as warping. But yeah, nice tray to put your duchy in, hold your dice, hold your tiles, your trade goods, your people, your coins. So everything's nice and set up for that. Nice back too. Hear that? So we got the orange, we got the yellow, the blue. This is a much lighter blue than the actual blue. We'll see that in a minute. And then purple. I like the purple dude. There we go. It's got this like turban. Okay. And then I've seen these when people unbox this, and these are like a little giant map here. And somebody told me that's for a co-op team game or something, where you're trying to fill the castles together. I have never seen these. So again, another expansion we'll have to explore. But they're just cardstock sheets, very thin. But I guess they promised to include everything, so they did. Even though they don't really upscale this. Now this is the old solo board, right? Where you have the river and then the 4 areas that you have to fill in. So we can still play the old solo if we wish to. Looks like it's got 2 different versions of it. So that's the old solo, and here is the new solo. So again, just on cardstock, but it keeps track of what the what's he called? I just had it. I'm going to look it up. The Chateauma. It's a Chateau Atoma. The Chateauma. Anyway, what he takes as you're playing the solo. This is kind of his storage board, whatever. So yeah, it's got one of those. And now we get into all this. All the plastic. So this one is like an L-shaped piece. So we'll store a bunch of things in here. Let's get the player turn order markers here out. So, oh, drop the yellow. They are a little castle, and the way they design these is so that if you're tied in the same place, you could stack on top, which never really, well, it kind of worked because it was just a disc in the old game, but now they can stack on top, so they look pretty cool. Colors are interesting though, because this, if I had to look at this board and say what color is it, this is orange to me, definitely a red orange, whereas this castle, I don't know what the color adjustment is doing, is a little more pinkish to me. It's still red, but it's got like pink tones where this red has orange tones. So I don't know if I put them up together, they don't quite match. Whereas the blue also is a lighter blue. I don't know. It's not a big deal, but it's just interesting that it didn't color match, you know? Exactly. Let's look at the die. I cough, sorry. Nice to have normal sized dice. Well, I guess the game that I have, someone bought really big chunky dice to play with, but yeah, these are just normal sized die. They have like this kind of design around them, which they went through multiple modifications on to get it right. And I think it's easy recognizable. I don't really need the fancy design on them, but there we go. Roll those out. What else do we got here? Coins. They are metal. Nice, thick, chunky coins. I don't have to steal them from my other games. But yeah, so they're actually thinner than my games, my ones for like my Wayfarers and stuff. Yeah, so definitely a thinner coin, but still nice to have the metal coins. White. I don't know what standees would mean. Oh, I guess it's in case you don't want to use. And I don't know. Well, look, because I can see we have miniatures for our player markers. So these are the goods tiles. Now they look almost wooden, but they're not. They're kind of like a plastic. With the image not on. It's not a stick or anything. It's actually baked on there. But they don't weigh a lot. They're pretty light. But they're nice. They're not cardboard. They are definitely an upgraded component. So, bought the special edition. We should have upgraded components, right? So those are going to be on the board like that. There's a bunch of them. There is no bag for these. So as you're starting the game off, we're just going to have to, again, do like we always do and shuffle them just as a bunch of crates and then stack them and then put them in, right? So, that's nice. Because they are in stacks, it's good that they're a little bit more significant than cardboard, less likely to fall over and things like that. But yeah, I agree with Rado that we didn't need a bag for these. It's nice to shuffle them at the beginning, but once you shuffle them and set them out, you never really need to draw them again. So I think that's fine. So let's look at the bags. We have, not what I was expecting. I was thinking more of like a felt. These feel like a latex? I don't know like how to describe it. It's like feeling a balloon. Like the texture is like of a balloon. That is interesting. Okay. They are nice big circle on the bottom. So they open up nice and wide. I can get my hand in no problem. Easy. So we've got one for the yellow tiles, one for the black tiles, one for the tannish city tiles, and this is the one. This is the light green like animal tile, but it comes off almost like highlighter green. It is bright. Like this one is very, very bright. But yeah, so that's the highlighter bag. Cool. Okay thing. I just bought my first Lacerda game, so now I compare every insert to those. This is not that, and for a upgraded, special edition. Maybe they could have had a nicer insert, but I might print my own 3D one. But it's not bad. I mean, it's not the super cheap stuff that you get and it's already cracked and everything. So as long as we take care of it, it should be good. Nice touch. The cover does have a pretty, I can't really see it with the camera, but Castles of Burgundy on there. And then this tile, oops, got some cardboard we can throw away. This one's so easy to put all the tiles back in. I think the trade goods might go in here. Or the dice. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look. No, dice probably go in there. I'll have to look how it is. But it is broken up, so I think these are the things that stay in the box. And this is nice tray that you can just take out and store there. So that's good. Let's move that off to the side. We're getting so much stuff. All right, so here is what really makes this edition the special edition, right? What can I do? Let me take this off the board. On here, let's start with the castles first. So these are 3D model miniatures, plastic. They don't weigh a lot. They're not like a metal component or anything. These weren't painted. They're not sun dropped. They're not whatever. They're just a plastic piece. but they look really good. Like, you can tell they were 3D printed almost, but maybe that's just an effect of the like the layers on the castle. Maybe they wanted it, because I'm like, why they wouldn't 3D print all of these, right? That would take forever. It would probably be a mold process, but I don't know. They have lines on them that could be striations on the castle, or that they just give the effect that it looks like they were 3D printed. I don't know. But yeah, so they would be out on our board. From top down, it's okay if you were looking across the table at somebody else's board. They're not so tall that they would like block too much information off. So that's good. I mean, there is one, the chunky one. And I guess you can just pick any castle you want. Or do you give each player one of each? They could, I guess the chunky one goes on the outside, right? So it doesn't block anything. But yeah. That's how those will look out of my board. So nice castles, and then we have the miniatures for. Let's see if I can go all the way up there for the player marker. I guess this is for score, which is interesting because at least at the beginning of the game you're tied a lot, and so these are definitely not going to occupy the same space. Here's the 1 point here. But I guess if you were tied, you would just put them next to each other. So yeah, so we've got, now this red looks more orange to me. Now, am I just like, they look the same in the camera, but to me they're, no, maybe they are. I don't know. Maybe it's the shadows tricking me, because those do look like the same color. It's obvious that these are all the same player, right? I don't know. I'm making more of it, more bigger deal than there really is on the colors. Okay, then in the middle of this box, we've got the honeycomb, right? These are pieces that will sit in your player board so that when you put a tile in, it doesn't move around. It was really good. I knock my tiles all the time. We have earthquakes in Burgundy. We have to fix them, so pretty easy. It's also like a pet peeve when someone like, they just kind of set their stuff on and it's not really aligned. You just want to reach over and like twist it. So yeah, they have one of these. Hey, everything's going to be aligned. And then before you put that on, we now have, I don't know, how many did it say? I think it was in the letter. Nope, it just said more than you've ever seen before. So this is every map they've ever published, plus expansions, plus additional ones, tournament, revise. I don't know. It's crazy, and it's if you're playing 4 players, you've got one for everybody. It's not like one person could be B and somebody else has to be J, right? You've got a copy for everyone, so we can all play the same map if you want. Good for tournament play and really competitive play, right? Everybody have the same map, but don't all have to play map 1 every time. Yeah, so let's open one of those up, or open them all up here. And so we're going to take those, put it in the player board, put the webbing on top. Oh, nice. and you guys can't really even see it. I guess if you look in the corners, it kind of lightens it, but castle there. There we go. We're ready to play. Cool. All right. What else do I have? I've got a whole nother tray here. Oh, this is for the grapes. The grapes. This is a triple layer board. No, quadruple layer board. And I just dropped it. So it's got the base, then a raised level, then another raised level, and then top level. And I think this one, how does this fit in? Does this go over here? There we go. So that's going to fit there. There's something else that fits on this side. Let's see if we can find that. That wasn't one of these, right? No. No, this is the standee. So, yeah, it does come with this little guy. And that one, this thing sets in somehow, which basically, oh, maybe this goes underneath. That's how it goes. Go over there. So that's going to set there. And then that will be the display board for the grapes that you can have down here, and then I guess up there. I'm not sure how that all works. So that's another amazing little component. Then we've got the dark green bag, and I think this is what the grape tiles go in. So we could use this for something else if we weren't playing the grapes expansion. So we do have another bag for that there. And then let's see, one more thing down here. Oh, yeah, these are the cards, I think, for solo. Yes, these are the solo cards, so we'll be seeing those when I do make a solo playthrough. Yeah, so the different duchies for the Chateauma to play with. Okay, well, is that it? I think that's it. I was expecting one more, something to sit there. Oh, that's for the special. Okay, if you've got the miniatures, right, the terrain that has 3D terrain for all the tiles, it comes with something that goes on the side here, so that when you take a yellow tile, you put the miniature here, but you put the actual cardboard tile off the side, flipped on the side down, and says, "Oh, this is your special power." So I don't need that because I'll be placing the yellow tiles on my board. So yeah, so we do get the castles, but we don't have the fancy 3D terrain for all of the other pieces. We don't have the acrylic hex tiles or grape tiles. I think they're also like the workers were acrylic, and I can't remember. But anyway, I think this is great. This is a upgraded version. I have. I have the old version that I got secondhand at a convention. Look, here's the print right when I was testing the solo. That was NDA, but it's not anymore, right? But just look at the sizes of these, just to compare. You can see it's a much bigger thing, right? And you're not playing this flimsy board every time. Just whenever I played this, it was just felt like an older game, and now it feels like a nice Lacerda almost. Just like, you know, nice components, nice and big, really easy to see. Yeah, cool. Anything else I want to compare? No. Here, I mean, here's the dice it came with. These are tiny die. Why have tiny die? Like, use actual big die. And then I had the upgrade components, the old bags. This was nice, but they are drawstring bags, and it's very hard to get my hand in there. So, comparing the old money and workers. This is going to be nice. I'm excited. So, if you know anybody that needs a copy of some old Burgundy, I could probably let this version go, right? I don't need it anymore other than nostalgia. But there it is, guys. That is everything that came in the special edition box if you didn't have any of the super, expensive add-ons that they were also selling at the time. Stay tuned to my channel. I will be doing a solo play of Castles of Burgundy as soon as I have to review the rules again, because it's been a while since I did play test it, and get everything set up and ready to film. So that should be out in the next couple days or so. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing to my channel, and I will see you guys next time. Catch you later. Bye.